Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Business Power Hour with Darren, Dimples, and the Music Man. Me. Hey, Dimps.
Hey, Mr. Music Man. How you doing this evening?
What's going on?
How are you?
Well, good. What's up? Two ladies. This is just a story. These two ladies at a network meeting came over to me, and he said, your show was really good, but we missed Dimples. Good evening, everybody. I just got the finger from Jim.
It's all part of the story.
Right.
Hey, everybody. It's Darren from the Business Power Hour. I'm not going to be in the studio tonight. I'm traveling.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man, except Darren's not here.
I'm here.
No,
I'm
you're
right
not
here.
Does anybody see that? Darren is not here. Darren is away.
I am right here, right
Be quiet
next
for
to
a
you.
second. You're not here. What? I don't know if you got lucky.
Not the really interesting question.
That's a fantastic question, Norman.
Wow. See, I got fantastic.
This
You
is
just got good. I got fantastic.
Show's about him, so let's focus on that.
We are.
Were you drinking before the show?
Oh Jesus! Oh Jesus!
There we go. We got it.
It's good.
No, it's
Now we got a flood.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
smother it.
So, I think you got a music thing.
It's making noise.
It's making music.
Is it?
Yeah. That's so sweet. That's so sweet of you, Darren.
By the way, this is a Yankee station.
It's a
Thank
Yankee
you.
station, John.
Thank you.
It's a Yankee station.
All right.
Unfortunately,
We got bugs in here. What's going on?
I don't know.
Do you spray? Get
You
an
know what? It's
exterminator?
that time of year where you're getting bugs and stuff. As long as we don't have bees, I'm good.
Yeah, all right. That's
But
We have a lot of undulations out in the field. Undulations.
Is that a wine?
no,
What the hell is undulation?
Fred, don't use big words. Hey, right? So this.
Help.
I gotta give him a cough button, Jim. What do you think?
Cough button would be a good idea. Consider that a good question that he asked?
Great question.
There you go. I got
Pythons
one.
and brains.
You're double D?
I'm double D. Show's about him, so let's focus on that.
We are. Hey, give me some loving.
How are you, Music Man?
Hello, Darren. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I'm
this week.
absolutely convinced. I'm absolutely convinced that
telling
you
you.
got some kind of brain damage when you had that thing last year.
I'm telling you, and he called.
Not classy, but classy.
Seeing interviews by Darren and the Music Man. Ladies and gentlemen, Darren Siafe and Norman Wasserman.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday edition of the Business Power Hour with Darren and the Music Man. I being the Music Man, Norman Wasserman, and Darren Chiaffi, the author and business consultant.
The author and business. I know you're back on this author kick. I don't know
Well,
what.
you are. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, but
Not everybody can have a partner that's an author and a business consultant.
yeah, this is true. This is true.
No, so
No, I don't have a partner that's an author.
no, you have a partner that's a Music Man.
That's it. I got the Music Man. In my
All right. So what'd you do the last 2 days?
The last 2 days have been working a lot. A lot of things are happening. Year-end tax planning and all that fun stuff, and dealing with things that pop up here and there. And as you know, right before the show, something popped up with one of my clients, so resolving that, and I'll probably have to resolve it afterwards. But other than that, I have not been doing much. How about you, my friend?
Just getting ready for Saturday. Saturday we have our Donna Summer live show coming up. And for those of you that haven't seen her before, she's a mainstay with Friend Entertainment. We have her on 2-3 times a year.
Yeah,
She's just that popular, that talented, and
she's fantastic. She's absolutely.
Remember, you saw her in Pennsylvania.
Who, Donna?
Yeah, wasn't it
No.
Donna?
No, I didn't see Donna in Pennsylvania. I saw Donna in Iceland.
So who'd you see in Pennsylvania?
I saw Bee Gees, New York Bee Gees.
Oh, the Bee Gees.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, so I travel all over the country just to see your shows.
well, and rightly so. And
Rightly so.
I don't blame you.
They're that good. They are that. No, true.
So is our show tonight. Our
Yep.
show is that good. We have a monster show here this evening. We have 3 very, very talented business talented ladies. I mean, I don't know about singing and dancing and whatever, but they are really, really terrific. We have my buddy Nancy Vargas and Katie Bliss and Wendy Falth Gennaro. And ladies, welcome. Welcome this evening.
Welcome. I gotta get them
Unmuted.
unmuted and
Katie made it.
and here we go. Hello, ladies. How are you this evening?
Katie, turn off your mute button. There you go.
There you go. Now you're doing
Oh,
good.
now I'm all confused because you're all in different spaces now.
Hello,
Nancy was on the bottom before. Now Nancy's up on the top. I mean, he does this to me on purpose, just to
Oh
drive
yeah,
me crazy.
you know what? I wish I had control over where they went on the screen, but I
Yeah,
don't.
there we go. Now we made him big. So there we go.
I have no control over where they go. Yeah, it says cannot move a video while non-video participants are hidden. How do we have non-participant? Oh, I see.
Well, let's introduce these ladies. Let's get this party started.
Go
I'm
ahead,
going to
you
start
do
off
that,
with I'm sorry.
Go ahead, you do that, my friend.
I'm going to start off with my pal Nancy Vargas, who is the vice president of the Rotary Club in what town? JFK?
AFK.
JFK, which is by the airport. And she's also the president and owner of DH2 Limo Service, probably the most fantastic. They are so full service. I mean, they even put customers in the cars, you know, fake customers, and they drive them around like those billboards, like they do in Yankee Stadium and places like that. She's a really, really talented business lady, and we welcome here tonight. And the president of the Rotary Club, Katie Bliss, we thank you for being here. And Wendy Falth, who is the director of programming of the Queens Center of Progress. Whoa, I pulled that one off.
You pulled out.
That was it. Okay. Now I don't say another word for the rest of the evening. Darren now takes
Okay,
up.
so let's start with Wendy. Wendy, tell us about where you're from, what you're all about, why you are here tonight. Because I know you have to leave halfway through the show, and we're sorry to see you go. But since that's the case, I'll spend a little time on you right now.
Okay.
Tell us about where you're from, what's going on. I know Norm did the introduction. Nobody was really paying attention to him.
I'll fill everybody in.
Yeah.
So, my name is Wendy Gennaro, and I'm here because of Nancy Vargas, who is a great friend and a wonderful business person in the community who brings many people together and brought us all together this evening. I work for Queens Centers for Progress. We're a human services agency that provides services for people with developmental disabilities in Queens County. And what we do is provide a range of services for children and adults, from employment to skills, therapies, every type of thing that people need to lead more independent lives. So as the director of development, I'm in charge of fundraising and events and event planning. And Nancy is amazing and has been involved with QCP for many years now. And yes, we met through the Rotary as well. And she's a great asset to have as a friend and as a business person. And, you know, we've connected, and we've been part of a business group that QCP has on Wednesday mornings. That's become a real gift to a lot of businesses, and especially to QCP, to be engaged with all these businesses in our community and be able to provide a platform where everyone can get together and network and meet new people. It's been great.
I tell you what, Nancy must be the ultimate networker, because people absolutely love her. We got Ingrid. Ingrid. I'm not even
We just
try to say
started.
the
When do
middle
you say
name.
this?
Ingrid Schwartz. We're gonna skip the middle part. She's got a hyphen in there. Yvette, Maria Adamanelli, Arta Messina. You know, you guys are the best. She's very happy. Everybody's very happy to see you on the show. So it's pretty neat to see that you guys really make a difference in what goes on, and that Nancy seems to be the glue that put all of this together, right? Because Nancy was the one that got you on the show. But tell us, you know, you got this great opportunity for people to network, right? Are there any limitations in being part of the group?
For our Wednesday group, there are none. Yeah, we basically everybody is invited. We meet every Wednesday at 9:30 on Zoom. And it was born out of, well, we had started the group prior to the pandemic. And, you know, the goal was to get people into our agency and to get to know us a little bit better. And then we were just about to hold our first in-person networking event when things happened, and we just said, hey, let's put this on Zoom. And I believe our first meeting was March 25th. So early on, we were able to launch this group. And Nancy, bless you, has been there since the beginning. And
Nancy has invited me every week, and she never sends me the link. Now I'm trying to figure out why that.
Hold on, wait a second. In Nancy's defense, Nancy.
How do you know about Nancy? You met her 2 minutes ago.
Okay, I'm going to go with my experience with you and links. Almost every week, right before the show starts, I didn't get the link. Meanwhile, the guests are already on.
We're not going to go there, but Nancy, please defend me, Nancy. You didn't send me the link.
Right. Well, today I didn't send you the link, but Monday's show, well, not Monday, but last week, the guests were on, and he's saying, I never got the link, but the guests had the link, so I know he got it. So
thanks, Darren. You got my back.
There you go. I got you back, Nancy.
We'll make sure you get it, Norm. We'll make sure you get the link.
All right.
So I call it it's like a networking group, but we're also like a warm, fuzzy sweater. So we serve a couple different purposes, and it's a very warm, close-knit group of people that meet, and some come and go, but overall it's just a great feeling to meet with everybody, and the information is wonderful too.
I met Nancy at a warm fuzzy coat, which is wow. It's our Wednesday group, and we have a lot of people. A lot of them are watching this evening.
That's the women's group you go to?
No, it's not. No, it's a big. No, I do go to a couple of lady groups.
It's called Winning on Wednesdays. Winning on Wednesdays.
I invited Darren. He said it wasn't big enough. A more popular.
I have other commitments on Wednesdays.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
I do.
Well, what's funny, just to add to that, is that Wendy's networking event is every Wednesday, 9:30 to 10:30. So I have a little 30-minute window, and then I jump into the Winning on Wednesday, 11 to 12.
So basically, you're all day long. You're just
all day long. Katie always tells me, "Girl, I don't know how you do it."
Well, Katie, you tell us how you do it, girl. Tell us what you do. You're muted. You're muted, Katie.
Yes, I was about to say there's a lot of glue involved, a lot of smoke and mirrors. You think you're doing it all, but it's we do it all though. Right? So I am the publisher of a local community paper geared towards the airports at JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark, and reaching aviation enthusiasts really all over the world, but in very small numbers all around the world. I like to say that. We do mail out to a couple of people in other countries that are interested in this area, aviation. And I'm also the president of the JFK Rotary Club, and Wendy is a past vice president, and Nancy is the current vice president. So yeah, so as like a little group, we've been together for a long time, sharing our business experience, sharing our networking, getting involved in each other's pet projects. And yeah, I mean, there's no place that I would rather be than with this JFK airport community.
So how big a circulation do you have in the airport news?
So online, we do, about 75,000 views a month. In print, we're trying to refigure out our print model. We were usually at about 20,000 copies a month that were distributed in airport break rooms. It's all towards businesses and airport employees. It does not go to passengers or the traveling public. So we would leave it like at air train stations in all different places throughout the airport. But now there's so few people working in the airport, and where they are working, they really don't want any printed materials left behind for obvious reasons. So we're trying to work with all of our airline partners to see, what makes the most sense. So we recently, transitioned to a magazine format instead of a newspaper format, and that seems, to be making them feel a little more comfortable having it left around rather than a big, large newspaper. So we're working with them to make sure that we can still stay in business during these new COVID times.
Okay, let me ask you this question, because I am a pilot. Okay.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So now you got my interest up.
He's got a 20 passenger jet in his backyard
Don't have a 20 passenger jet in my backyard. Stop.
with his horses
With my horses, right? My 100
and
acres
Maseratis.
and my Maseratis. Yeah, it's
All things I really like. Horses,
Yeah,
planes, planes.
Beautiful, got big, beautiful circular driveway.
yeah.
He plays it all down, but it really works. That's because he's an author.
He's a funny guy, my partner. No, so okay, so you're really geared towards airport employees and businesses that work at the airports. You said JFK, Newark, and LaGuardia. That's the only place that you distribute, or what type of articles are you printing? Let me ask you that question.
Sure. So yeah, we do distribute many more places than the airports. We also distribute at Stewart, Farmingdale, Teterboro. We mail some copies down to Atlantic City, places where people have expressed interest in it. We bring it to all the museums, to the local colleges, even local libraries inside the delis and the neighborhoods in Queens that support airport environment. The types of articles we do, people really love human interest stories. So yeah, there's always like news, Embraer is doing this, or, the FAA said that. But there's a lot of human interest stories, right? So every month we profile one person. Nancy has been part of that. We call it the Fast Five. We ask them questions. We feature some subject matter expert on something that people generally like. We do aviation historical articles, obviously here on Long Island, the cradle of aviation, literally. We have a researcher that does these beautiful historical articles with all the photos that they do research on. We focused a lot on events in the past, but now we have no events to focus on. So we're kind of, the new magazine format helps with that a little bit, so that we don't have to fill 40 pages of a newspaper. It's a lot easier to put into the magazine format in the form of feature articles of, focusing on businesses, people, the community, and issues that people are concerned about.
Okay.
I don't want to talk to you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll give you one story idea. I'm in the Civil Air Patrol, okay, which is the auxiliary of the Air Force. And we work with kids and we teach them to fly. And that might be a good story for you guys to run with. And during COVID, one of the things that we've been able to do is we have a Redbird simulator at MacArthur that we're using to help train the kids. So that may be something that you want to, I just throw that out at you, Katie.
We will definitely hook up for that, because we do work with the Civil Air Patrol group that goes to Kennedy, that runs out of Kennedy. They meet on a monthly basis at Building 14.
Yep.
So yeah, well, I don't know if they're still meeting right now, but we do work with them.
We're not.
Yeah, and so in the past, they've come to our events. They come and they dress up in their uniforms, and they come and they talk about everything. But they're more of an adult group, and I would love to get involved with a group having to do with kids. As Nancy and Wendy know, I have a very soft spot for Aviation High School. I do a lot of work with them, and as well with Vaughn, personally, and professionally. So yeah, the kids really are the future of Long Island as far as keeping aviation in our backyard. And we work with Andy Parton from the Cradle of Aviation Museum. People want their kids to be doctors and lawyers, but if people are not keeping these planes in the sky, you got a major problem on your hand.
Yeah.
Well, Darren had a good idea with that story, but I have an idea how to put money in your pocket at airport news. And if you call me, this is not the place to do it, but if you do call me or hook up, I have a way to get advertisers for you.
Perfect. I would love to hear that.
At reasonable prices.
Nancy, how reasonable my prices?
Reasonable prices.
Reasonable, for sure.
At reasonable prices. Don't worry.
I do have a source for you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You listen to his pitch and you say, okay, I'll call you back soon. And then you don't. But no, I'm kidding. So Wendy, I want to go back to you. All right. one question I have, right, is that the Queens Center for Progress, is it just for people that live in Queens, or can people in other boroughs actually work with you guys?
Anyone who wants to can come to us for services. So, logistically, it's it's just turns out, we were once part of a larger organization that kind of parsed out all of the boroughs and, Nassau and Suffolk. So we really were kind of relegated to Queens at that time in terms of providing the services, and all of our facilities are in Queens. So, but we're open to anyone. I mean, we have a great reputation. We offer a great service. During the pandemic, we've done what a lot of people have had to do. We've turned to remote learning for our individuals, and we offer our services remotely, and it's just been an amazing experience. And actually, even today, I got an email from a parent who mentioned how much and when I say kids, these are adults, they could be in their 30s or 40s. In this case, it's a young lady in her 30s, and the parents, and this is a phenomenon that we're kind of seeing, have mentioned how much she's blossomed through Zoom, and how her skills have actually improved so much through being on Zoom. So it's been a very interesting experience. But anybody who wants to come to us for services can come to us for services.
Now, are most of your services at this particular time being offered through Zoom?
They are remotely. We're offering services in person. We actually have staff that go to people's homes. Our biggest concern during the pandemic was that, our job is to promote independence of the individuals whom we serve. So our biggest concern was people losing their skills and backsliding, and just, it's also, if you have an intellectual disability, this is, it's disturbing for all of us to have this break in our lives. But when you rely on a daily routine and everything has to be a certain way for this to happen, is really bad for a lot of the people who we serve. So for us, it's just, we reach out every way we can. So people go into homes still carefully, socially distanced. And as of August, because we're overseen by the state. So in August, we were able to go back to programs. So we do have individuals who come a very scaled down version of in-person services. And also we still continue with our Zoom services online. We also service 9 homes in Queens, group homes with 78 residents. And that was a very scary time for us in the beginning, because like nursing homes, you've got communal living. So a big concern was how this was going to ravage our homes. And thankfully, while we did suffer losses of life, we were relatively okay and continue to be okay now. So it was pretty scary. So those individuals who are in the homes and families couldn't see them, it was really, really horrible for them. And to some degree, they're still not out in the community the way they're accustomed to. So we do everything we can for them to just make life better, and through Zoom and other ways.
So do you deal with any other developmental organizations like ACLD or IGHL?
I'm sorry, Norm, I missed the first half of that question.
Adults with children with learning and developmental, like me, disabilities. Do you deal with organizations like that?
We are in the same, we're all in the same business, and we all serve serve people the same way with the same types of services.
So you have group homes also?
Yes, we do. We have 9 in Queens. And, a lot of the agencies work together, because while we have 78 residents that live in our homes, some of those residents go to another agency for services, day services during the day. So they might live with us and go somewhere else. So we work with a lot of different agencies. And we also refer to other agencies as well, because, everybody, like anything in life, it's not always a good fit. There might be a better fit for people with other agencies and other services. So we're always there to, to look out for the best interests of the people whom we serve.
That's great work you do. That's great.
Thank you. I got the easy job. I get to, network and throw big parties, and, our staff.
Well, without you, the rest of the organization doesn't function as good as it should. So.
Thanks.
Right. Well, and here's the thing, you're providing a great service. And like you said,
whenever there's any kind of change, it really throws everybody off. And it sounds like, for the most part, you guys are doing a great job because you're getting that positive feedback saying, hey, even though we have this difficult situation, you're actually still helping people.
Thank you. I am amazed at how our agency really turned things around quickly in order to get those services online, and just, right from our I can't speak, our IT department to our staff, who are really like the amazing people who work in our agency. They really turned it around quickly and were able to get the services up and running with very little downtime. And it was great. And I'm just going, well, I'm, speaking about our agency, I'd also like to point out that, and through the group our business group, Nancy and Katie are also great examples of turning things around and making things, taking lemons and making lemonade in the situation that we're all thrown into. And, it's really inspiring because so many people can just kind of say, oh, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But they're examples of like, we do what we have to do to keep going. And Nancy, every week, everybody will say, she is the ray of sunshine, because she like never once, and I have to say most of the people in our group, not once, all right, maybe once, but mostly people have been very positive and very optimistic about where things are going for their businesses. And that's not an easy thing to do during this time. And
Now, we know that we know that you have to go soon. So what, can you give everybody your phone number and maybe an email address so people can get in touch with you, maybe make some donations or volunteer or to help you out in some way?
So the best way to find us is really our website, which is Queens. So it's www.queenscp.org. So you can find us on the web, and of course, Queens CP on Facebook. And anyone who'd like to reach out to me, you can just call me. It's 516-659-8813. And you can reach me anytime. Well, not anytime. Anytime between 9 and 5. Let me rephrase that.
Remember, we talked about going down the wrong road.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. We want to keep it. This is a family show, Wendy. So
well, I appreciate the time, and I'm forever grateful to my girlfriends here for allowing me to join in, and Nancy for the invitation.
Well, you know what? We appreciate all that you do, because one of the things that, we promote all the time on this show is people like you and organizations like yours that are helping others, get through the day. And
thank you for doing that.
Making those sacrifices so others can live a better life. So, we're always applauding that.
Yeah, we're big on that.
That you do. So, Wendy, we want to thank you for being here. When we come back, unfortunately, Wendy is not going to be with us, but we're going to be talking with Nancy and Katie, and maybe we'll get into some airline stories or airplane stories and things like that, because that's what I love to talk about. But we're going to take a short break. We're going to take a quick look at Norm's new commercial, and we'll be back.
Man, I don't know about this one.
No, this one you know about. And we'll be back right after these messages. Thank you, Wendy, for being on. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Wendy.
Let me just tell you a little bit about our upcoming Donna Summer concert, backed by popular demand. Donna Summer is going to rock the stage on December 12th. Here's a little bit of what you'll be seeing. Okay, so now to get tickets for such a great event, friendentertainmentusa.com or go to virtualtributeconcerts.com and purchase your ticket right there, $9.99, and you can disco the night away right in your living room.
Small business owners, are you having trouble growing your business? Do you feel like you're always swimming upstream? Do you feel that daily tension that I can't get ahead and I don't know why? Hi everybody, my name is Darren Sayafi and I'm a business therapist. What's a business therapist? Well, some people call us coaches, some people call us advisors, other people even call us strategists. We take a vested interest in you and your personal development as a person and as a business owner to give you the tools and structure that you need to take it to that next level. So don't wait. Give me a call today for your free consultation and let me show you how you can help yourself.
All right, and
We are back.
We are back.
Now it's the Katie and Nancy show.
It's the Katie and Nancy.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is Nancy Vargas and Katie Bliss.
So,
Nancy, tell us about DH2.
Yeah, what is DH2 and how did you come up with that name?
So really interesting story. DH2 actually is the short end of Destiny H2 Limo. For 15 years, we were in the social space with limousines, stretch limousines, party buses, really focused on the social side of business. And about 4 years ago, we rebranded and kind of started back, with our roots where we began in 1995. Which is back in corporate and shuttle services. So once we did that, we said, you know what, everybody thinks of us with DH2, and that's how that came alive.
Okay, very cool. So your background really is in transportation, right?
Yeah,
and concierge type. It's not your, hey, we're gonna pick up a bus.
It's not a Uber.
It's not an Uber, right?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So the short end of our history and our story is that my husband, Mike Vargas, he's our COO. He's the founder of our company. And with a town car and a dream, he started our business May of 1995. I think most operators started that way with a town car and a dream. Right. And truth be told, I really, hadn't planned to be part of the business. I just really wanted to be the supportive wife. And, a couple years later, we became parents. I was in the corporate world, thought that I would be in corporate America my entire career. And once I became a mom, I just found a great love for our daughter, for being home. And I just could not see myself going back to the workplace, at least until, she was ready to go to school. And once that happened, Mike said, listen, Nancy, can you help me before you go back to work? Can you help me with a few things? And, I thought that it was a project that I was going to work on, maybe looking at some, dispatch software, a couple of infrastructure things. And 14 years later, I'm still working on the project. And here I am. About 4 years ago, I became CEO of our company. And it's been a wonderful journey. We started off in corporate, as I said earlier. 9/11 hit the clock. We quickly pivoted to the social space with weddings and events. And about 4 years ago, we kind of came back to those roots, to shuttle services, airport service. Katie and I, met through JFK Rotary, and I'm so committed to the airport community. So as Norman says, we're not Uber, and what makes us different is the fact that we do bring that human experience. We vet all of our chauffeurs, and we're so proud of each and every one of the chauffeurs that get hired by us. Our vehicles are company owned. Our chauffeurs are employees. And, I consider myself a boutique ground transportation provider.
And a lot of people don't realize that there are a lot of limousine companies, and I'll do it in quotes, that actually sub the work out to people that have their own cars. So they have no real control over how clean the car is, how clean and neat the driver is,
sure.
In what's going on. And to me, it sounds like you got it together with your company. Where I know that if I'm going to call DH2, I'm going to get a clean car with a professional driver that's going to take me where I want to go. And I'm not going to be hanging on to that strap in the back seat going, oh my God, this guy's going to kill me.
So years ago, this true story. I took an airport, a limo out in Long Island, and we were going to LaGuardia. Don't ask me. I don't remember the name of the company. This guy couldn't find LaGuardia Airport. We were on the Grand Central Park. You can't make this up. I actually told the guy, get out of the driver's seat. I got in the driver's seat. I drove myself to the airport. I was near the hangar. But there was a big line. I took my luggage out of the car. All right. My wife carried, we were on rollers. She took one. I took three of them. I piled one on top of the other, and I walked to the terminal. This is true story. And I just crazy.
Only you, Norm. Only
I'm
you.
telling you, just crazy. You can't make it up. But you have other services also, Nancy. Why don't you tell everybody about the other stuff you do?
Sure. So during this pandemic, of course, with just the declines of rides and flights, with the lockdown here in New York City and not really having those large group movements, flight crew and things of that nature, we decided that, part of our operation is to sanitize and clean and detail our own fleet. And we've been doing so for 25 years. So during the pandemic, we decided that, hey, why not take this out to the general public? And what started as just family and friends and neighbors, organically started growing. And we're now, cleaning fleets, commercial fleets. And, it's really interesting. We thought that this would be a temporary solution, and we're finding a great need in our community. And we're going to continue to grow that side of our business. So basically, we come to you. We come to your home, readily equipped with our water and our hose and our eco-friendly materials. And you don't have to go anywhere. You just give us access to your vehicle, and we'll make sure that we clean your vehicle as we do our own fleet.
That's awesome. That's
I'm going
thinking
to need
outside
that.
the box.
I'm going to need your service in February because I got to get my car all spruced up to turn it back in again. So, yes.
That's right.
Yeah, he hasn't cleaned it since the day. Yeah,
Well, I keep my car pretty good.
No, he hasn't cleaned it since the day he got it. So
yeah, okay.
It worked out for you.
No worries.
We were talking about we go at each other. That's what it is.
We'll take care of it. No worries. And we spray wax as well. And now is actually a good time to spray wax your vehicle, especially in the Northeast. The winter is approaching. And so this is a perfect time to do that.
So is that something that, how long have you been doing that? Just since the pandemic started?
To the general public since the pandemic started. Well, but not since the pandemic started. I would tell you around summer is when we launched it. But in terms of detailing vehicles, we've done it since day one. If anyone knows Mike, my husband, he's very detailed. His vehicles are his babies, and he wants to make sure that our fleet is pristine each and every day.
Now, have you seen an increase in the requests for people to say, hey, come to my house to clean my car?
Absolutely. We actually were surprised that we're still getting phone calls saying, hey, can you still come to my house and take care of my vehicle? Or I just bought a vehicle, a used car, or I'm about to turn one in, or hey, the winter is coming. Can you spray wax, my vehicle? So I'm just amazed. We weren't sure how this was going to go. And, we got ourselves a little side business, I guess.
There's the spray waxing. Is that purpose of that is to keep the ice and such off the car?
Yes, it's a coating, which is perfect during this time of year.
Great.
So you get it done now, Norm, and then you don't have to worry about washing it when you turn it in.
Oh, I want to make sure it's spick and span when I turn it in. So it's only a month and a half away. That's all I got. So. Katie, talk to us about airport news a little bit more. Tell us all about it and how people can help you too.
Sure. So when I first started working at JFK Airport, I have another business, a maintenance company that we, do very deep commercial cleaning, power washing, disinfecting. Basically 95% is all on airport. But I had a really hard time meeting people, clicking with people. And then we got this idea to start this publication with a high school friend of ours that had been doing magazines at air shows and business aviation. So he was always involved in aviation. He would always wanted to do something more on the community level. So we partnered with him, and we started the Metropolitan Airport News, and it did exactly what I wanted it to do at the time, was to, be able to talk to somebody without being able to say, like, can I have a contract, or, can I look at your space? An easy way to be able to network, connect the dots. Right. So with my maintenance company, I'm talking to somebody at Delta. They're talking about, how do I get rid of all of these things? And then I'm talking to somebody at American that says, wow, I wish I had more of these things. And we're kind of like putting people together all over the place. And the newspaper really ties that up in a bow and allows me to do that. Now, the interesting thing about my newspaper is that it came with a team of people that have been working at the airport for over 50 years.
Wow.
So I have some folks that I won't say how old they are, because if they are watching, they'll be upset, but they've been around since the 60s working for TWA. One ran the Ambassador Club. She's an Olympic skater. I have another one who worked at TWA as a passenger service agent. Our editor has been involved in aviation and technology, again, since the 60s, traveling all over the world. I have an amazing group. So with them,
you have a lot of rich history there, because think about what JFK looked like in the 80s, and then back in the 60s, the transition that they've seen has just been tremendous.
Listen, I say that I grew up there, right? Dad was a ground service equipment mechanic at TWA. So he hated to fly. He hated it, but he loved the airport. So they opened up this TWA hotel. I can't tell you how many times I ran up and down those tubes on a rainy Sunday afternoon, because he just wanted to watch the planes take off and look at people. He loved looking at people, like people watching. And we went to the terminal for nothing else to do, when I was a kid. So yeah, I mean, it didn't occur. I spent 22 years working at Chase in their IT department, coding Oracle databases by myself, sitting in a room, the most boringest job in the world, to living out at the airport now, so I'm eternally grateful for decisions I've made and choices that I've made, and what the Airport News has given to me is incredible. And hopefully I'm giving that back to the community that I'm in.
So are you still running the maintenance company?
Yeah.
You still have the maintenance company.
Yeah.
So you must be going crazy during this time.
Yes.
Busy wise.
We're crazy. Nancy will tell you, I called Nancy up at 8 o'clock at night one night, and I said, listen, I chartered a private jet to take me to Kentucky to service one of my clients who had 1 million square feet that needed to be disinfected in the morning. And the private jet said, I can't let you on the plane with the chemical that you're taking. And we were like, what? I have to be there at 8 o'clock in the morning. And I called Nancy, and do you know, she got my guys down there by 8 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
It's a 13-hour trip. How'd you get
us down there? And when my men were working, her man slept. And then they just got back in the car when they were done working, and not the car, the van, the big van, the shuttle van that she has. And, so could I have done that if I didn't know Nancy? I didn't know what to do when the aircraft leasing company was like, oh, wait a minute, we look at that safety data sheet and you can't fly on the plane with that. We were like, what are we going to do? Yeah. She hooked us up. We worked it out. And that was in the beginning when you couldn't get a commercial flight. Right. There were no commercial flights in the very, very beginning. And we were traveling around with vehicles all over the country, driving wherever our clients needed us.
That TWA hotel that's there is probably the best kept secret. I happened to visit them just before COVID, because they called me and asked me to come in. They were talking about doing some performances there. We went there. I didn't even know the hotel existed. I didn't know there was a hotel there.
I knew it was there. I knew it was when it was in construction.
I had no
clue.
Pumped
up. I couldn't wait.
What a beautiful place.
And then they opened it and COVID hit.
Well, you know what's really interesting? Katie and I attended a JFK chamber. Not many people know that there is an airport chamber, and we had Katie, what, like 500 people attended, and it was absolutely amazing. We had an amazing time, and so yeah, they are a secret kept at JFK for sure.
Katie, can anybody advertise in your airport news online? I mean, you have thousands and thousands of employees, you know, between all the airports. They look for certain things, whether it be promotional items or delis or restaurants or limo services. Can the general public advertise in the airport news?
Absolutely. So, you know, it's funny because people say I'm crazy that I'm like this. Like if a pawnbroker from Ronkonkoma calls me, I'm going to tell him, listen, this is not your audience. You know, I have turned down ads because it's important as a business owner that I convey that you're going to get some bang for your buck. So if I feel that our audience is the right fit for you, I will be happy to take your ad. But if I know for sure that you're not going to get the bang for your buck, I'm not going to take it. So, you know, I have to have, you know, I'm not going to run it like a penny saver where I just, nothing against penny savers. Obviously they have a job to do too. But I'm running this very specific to make sure that people really do get a return on their investment in the advertising.
Okay. So
And Katie, if people want to reach,
go ahead. No.
if people want to reach you, what's your number?
So it's 516-410-2222. Very easy.
Like that.
Simple enough.
Very simple.
And Nancy, what's your number?
Sure. 718-928-9966.
All right. So we're going to reach Katie at 516. Now, Nancy, again, you got tons of fans out there. Somebody you probably have no idea who they are. Emily Vargas and Mike Vargas. Great job out there.
And that would be my family.
Yeah, I assumed. But, you know, they're saying what a great job you're doing. And
Is Juan Vitas watching?
Juan Vitas? No, he's not.
Oh, we're going to have to punish him.
Not that I can see. He could be watching. I just don't see. You know, I don't see everybody that's on. So, you know.
You guys, you have any events that are coming up? Anything that you would like to discuss with everyone that's watching you?
Sure. So I wanted to share a couple of things, actually, Norman. If
Please.
I could. You know, I'm so excited that Katie and Wendy were part of the show today. They're great friends and great colleagues. You know, what we do at JFK Rotary is amazing. You know, service before self is what we have in the forefront. And we truly came together because of the Rotary Club. So I'm excited to call them my friends as well. We have a wonderful, wonderful organization that the three of us actually support, which is the School Sisters of Notre Dame Women Educational Center. They're out in Woodhaven, Queens, and Sonia couldn't be with us today, but I wanted to share just what an amazing educational center that is. It serves the women of Queens who are looking to learn English as a second language. And I love sharing that story because how it touches me is because I learned English as a second language. I was born and raised here in New York. I'm a Brooklyn girl, but my father's Ecuadorian, my mother's Puerto Rican. And so in my home as a little girl, all we did was speak Spanish. So I learned English at school. And so to think about these ladies as adults, as moms, wanting to learn English as a second language so that they can understand the homework of their children, understand the paperwork that's coming from school, and even during a pandemic, to be committed to learn English, you know, it's just an amazing thing that happens every single day. So I'm just so grateful for their friendship and their love and everything that they do within the community every single day. The other thing that I wanted to share was that I actually founded a wonderful group that we started very early on in the pandemic. It was a group of professionals. We have an event planner, we have a photographer, videographer, a DJ. We have just wonderful, wonderful professionals within our community. And I went to Juan Vitas to say, hey, listen, I would love to start a focus group. And he was just so welcoming and said, absolutely, let's do it. Let's put the group together. And we did. And then, you know, we decided that, you know, it was just a support system, you know, just trying to figure it out among professionals in the industry. And a couple, you know, weeks went by. We would meet every week, every Tuesday at 6 o'clock we meet. We still meet every Tuesday at 6 o'clock, all these months later. But the wonderful thing is that we actually started a virtual bridal expo. And we've already done 2, which has been very successful. We're about to have our 3rd one, January 28th. So I'm really excited what we've done there. We were a resource to each other, and now we've become a resource to couples that are looking to get married. And, you know, hopefully we'll able to bring some light, you know, as they're planning during a pandemic. So
didn't one of your couples win a special prize?
Yes, so they won a grand prize, 4-day, 3-night to Riviera Maya. That was our grand prize. And
Honeymoon.
yeah, they were so happy. And as a matter of fact, Norman, they are Josie and Michelle's clients. And it just so happens that that they won, and it was wonderful. They're so excited, so happy.
That's absolutely fantastic. So if somebody wants to find out more about the virtual bridal showers, how can they do that?
Sure. So they can go to winbridalexpo.com. They can register right online. Once they register, they'll receive the link and information that they need. They'll also be able to see all the participating vendors. And we have great vendors, aside from the founding members, including myself and all the other vendors from the group. We have a travel agent. Last month, we had a realtor. We had a jeweler. You know, so we're constantly stepping up our game to ensure that we have great vendors that they can speak to the general audience.
Katie, you have any special events coming up that you'd like to tell everybody about?
I wish. My goodness. No events. The events are just drying up. We used to, we would be at an event every day. We would be at an event every day of the month of December. It would be a total insanity. The only thing that we have really going on right now is we're doing some fundraising through the Rotary for the Saratoga Inn, which is a family homeless shelter that's right across the street from JFK Airport on Rockaway Boulevard. They have 305 kids living in that shelter right now.
Wow.
Yeah. So we do try to support them in any way that we can. So we're working right now towards putting together kind of a lighthearted video. Nancy's working very hard on that. We have Buddy the Elf reading them a story, and the new Queens Soccer League doing some tips and tricks in a video, and so a couple of other things. And then we're going to be making 305 bags of things for different age groups of kids so that they get something for Christmas that we know for sure, no matter what, they're going to get something for Christmas. So at the JFK Rotary Club.org website, there's a, and we're working on the website, but Juan is going to be working on the website. But there is on the top right-hand corner a little.
He's in everything.
Yeah, I know. It's my fault. I'm holding it up. Content. I know. You know, so there is a little donate button if anybody would like to donate for that. Can you just imagine 305 kids right now living in a homeless shelter across the street from JFK Airport? So we feel very responsible to support them in any way that we can.
Yeah, and you know, for everybody, you know, knows, I posted all of those websites up, so you can go to anyone. They're all in the chat section, you know. So go there, please. Especially, you know, these kids. You get 305 kids that.
And it's holidays.
And it's the holidays. If you know, it doesn't have to be a lot. It could be $5. It could be $1. It could be whatever you can spare to help out. We would appreciate it. So, you know, go out there and, you know, help out as many people as you can.
And it's really wonderful to see how the community comes together. We reached out to many sponsors, past sponsors, but even, just new people that we've met during this pandemic through so many networking platforms. And the moment we shared what we were doing at Rotary, they said, I'm in. And that just really brings great joy to my heart.
Do you have corporate sponsors for this shelter?
We do through JFK Rotary.
Besides the JFK Rotary, is there anything else?
We're going to make the video, and in the video, we're going to show all the people that are sponsoring this. Typically, in this month of December, we do a huge party for 450 kids in a JetBlue hangar with the aircraft is in the hangar. I mean, Santa's coming off the plane. It's an insane live music, ponies, service dogs. You can't even imagine in the hangar, right? This year, we can't do it. So these are usually fourth graders with special needs from all over Queens that come to this program every year for the past 15 years. We couldn't do it this year, and we couldn't do anything with the schools this year. They just did not want to do any interaction with us, obviously. So we kind of just switched it up. One more thing that got switched up due to COVID, we said, let's bring the party to the Saratoga. So it's a different thing for us this year because now we have kids from 0 to 18 instead of just these fourth graders that we know very well. But we're working it out, and like you said, $5 at a time, we're making it happen.
These kids,
there are a couple of corporate sponsors.
Were these kids homeless?
They are homeless now, yes.
So
they're living
okay,
there with their
no
families.
family, nothing.
No, they're living there with their families.
Oh, with their family.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't understand.
It's an old hotel. It's a hotel that was probably from the 70s that they converted into a homeless shelter.
Great work.
And we should also share, Katie, that during the summer we had a project last year for the camp that they were going to do this year, and of course that didn't happen. And Katie and I right away pivoted to figuring out what we were going to do because we still wanted to serve them, and we did, and I'm just so proud of that.
That's just fantastic. All the work that you guys
Great
do.
work you guys are doing.
And Nancy, I don't know how you keep up with all of these meetings that you go to. Every time you turn around, you got a different meeting that you go to. But we really want to thank you guys for being on the show tonight. You guys are fantastic. You're always welcome to come back. And you just one more quick parting word from each of you, just to say good night. And again, we appreciate you being on. So Nancy, go ahead. Give us one more word.
Thank you so very much. I greatly appreciate the opportunity to be on your show. I appreciate Norman, you, Darren, we just met, but I'm sure that we'll be speaking offline. So thank you so very much. To my guests today, Katie and Wendy, thank you so very much for accepting and being here. I really appreciate it. To all of your audience, I wish them a happy and blessed holiday season. I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Nancy. We wish you the best too.
All
Katie.
the best. We thank you for being on here. Katie, any last words from you?
Just thank you for having me. And I'm just, surprised at all these little connections that we're just making, just the four of us on boxes on the screen. So hopefully that translates into some more connections with your audience. And I do appreciate Nancy every day. She knows it when I'm texting her all day long. So I do appreciate all of you. And I do hope that everybody has a very safe and healthy new year. Thank you.
And God bless you and your families and all the work that you do. And
Thank
we
you.
thank you very, very much for being on.
All right, guys. Thanks for being on, and we will see you guys soon.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Norm, you got to unmute yourself.
Just another great show.
It really was a great show.
And it has nothing to do with us. These people that we're finding to put on the show, they're making it. I mean, they're making it happen.
Tonight was an easy show for us. We didn't really have to do any work. I mean,
the last couple of shows have been like that. So
yeah, and absolutely like that. So we're back Monday night, right?
I think so.
I don't even know anymore.
I know you don't. Let's see what we got. Let's look into the old directory. Monday is the 14th, and your friend Joan Thompson, Carolyn Thompson.
Okay. All right. Yeah, from Carolyn.
She'll be on with some special recipes and stuff they're coming on for the holidays.
It's disappointing when we're not in the studio still, because she could bring us some really good food. But You know, we're looking forward to having
Well,
her.
she could send us an invitation to the restaurant for pickup,
Oh, we can go there.
or we could go there for pickup.
Oh, we can go there for pickup. We can do that.
We can take a limo
We can take a limo
from Nancy and
From
go
Nancy,
there
there you
and
go.
eat in the
Nice.
car since she cleans the car so good. We could eat in the car and make this.
So yeah, so everybody have a safe week. Again, wear your masks just as a precaution.
Do what you're supposed to do, folks.
Yeah, just do what you're supposed to do. Just common sense. And we'll, everybody have a safe week. We will see you guys Monday night at 7 p.m.
Don't forget Donna Summer Saturday night.
Saturday night, Donna Summer. Go to Friend ENT, right?
USA.com.
USA.com. Get your tickets today. All right, guys.
Thank you, folks.
Have a great
Good night.
night. We will see you next week. Good night, everybody.